what did I do? Did I upset them? Or did I do something wrong? Or is there something bad? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and yet another video of looking at internal emotions where we talk about internal things. And today's topic is, how do you stop your brain to assume that everyone hates you or thinks you're weird? I will change everything. And it's not just a simple saying that people think that I'm weird. If we want to really resolve it, we really have to work towards it. We first have to identify those things. So I learned that this is something called threat bias. So my brain or anyone's brain sees that this discomfort is danger. I see everything as a threat. So let's jump into it and talk about it. Why do we do this? Okay. So this is threat bias, negativity bias, or hypervigilance. For me, it started small in school with my friends. Sometimes when they bullied me or making me conscious, it would be my boss taking a weird sigh, a friend texting back, okay, like totally nonchalant, okay. It would make me spiral. I would say, what did I do? Did I upset them? Or did I do something wrong? Or is there something bad? I would spiral so bad, so bad. And I would thought all the deep imaginary situations where they betray me or hurt me, it's a never-ending cycle. If you grew up in environments where approval felt tied to safety, your brain wires itself to scan for rejection everywhere. So in the primitive times, our brain used to scan for rejection from danger. Now it's all emotional. We need to improve that. That's here we play as a skeptic. Okay, some people won't like you. Some people will misunderstand you, and that's life. It's never your way. It's everyone else's way. I realized that my problem wasn't that people dislike me or that I should care much about their likings. It was my brain that was doing the damage. When it can't tell the difference between a stranger flat tone and the actual threat to my worth. So what's the fact? The friend was merely stating a fact. My boss is an asshole and my friend language is meme. So instead of forcing positivity, I redesigning my brain for neutrality. Not fake happiness, not apathy, just calm neutrality. But what is neutrality in simple words? It's like maintaining a balanced emotional state. Not too high, not too low, a balanced state. We will notice what can we do in order to calm our nervous brain, in order to calm ourselves from situations where we think that, oh, this is hurting me. Oh, is this really a threat? Is this really something that I should be worried about? And we are going to do this micro detachment plan where we will notice without fighting for first week. So I started doing very simple, ridiculous thing that when my brain screamed, they hate you, they think weird, you are Indian, anything stereotypical, I whispered to myself, this is just a thought that they hate me. Or maybe they do, I don't care. I would tell my brain that this is just a thought. Now, thought is the key word here, thought. You name it khayal, you name it anything else in your language, but give it a name. This will create a little space in your brain, in your head. It gives this thought an acknowledgement. Instead of wrestling the thought that and trying to convince that, oh, they do not like me, I just labeled it. I'm not saying that you should not think about that. I am giving you a process to not care. I am not jumping to the final conclusion. I am giving you a path to jump to the conclusion. Why would you say that's just a thought? Because it is a thought. You have to say it, and you have to convince yourself. You have to label the thought, and you have to separate thought from your emotions. If your friend don't text you after an argument, instead of spiraling, rereading conversations and thinking about worst case scenarios, going deep into this emotional roller coaster, letting it drive you crazy, just tell your brain that this is just a thought, that they're mad. Or maybe they are mad, but that thought, I would not let it overwhelm me. Maybe they're busy with something else. Maybe they have their own personal stuff to deal with. But why are you letting yourself get into this path of this emotional roller coaster of driving yourself crazy for straight 8 hours. This is just a fleeting thought that they hate me. The worst case scenarios are worst case scenarios. We will deal with them as they come. And then put your phone down, watch Netflix, do something. So now, you might think that this is avoidant. This is dealing with something with an avoidant method from being anxious. But let me tell you, this is different, because avoidant moving like an avoidant would move would be if you didn't address it. Now it's detachment that you're doing. You named it and then you moved on. After naming something, you don't linger onto it. You try to move on. And this thing is called thought diffusion. Psychologists call this thought diffusion. You stop letting every anxious thought feel like a fact. Technique used in ACT, that's acceptance and commitment therapy, to help individual create distance from their thoughts and feelings rather than getting caught up in them. So this is our week 1. We try to adapt that. We try to diffuse the thought into something very simple. One would be difficult for you. It's not like you will feel like an imposter. You will try to run away from thought itself because it can never be you. But with some practice, telling that it's a training week, tell yourself it's a training week. You're getting into training of something that you didn't do earlier. And in week 2, you will get into grounding ritual. What would you do? You would tell yourself that, or maybe in 3rd week, you do this for 2 weeks, you get into 3rd week, you tell yourself that today I do not have to be liked by everyone. I just have to exist. Just simply existence is enough for me. Let me tell you an example. I woke up late one morning to work and I had to be at work. I woke up late and I was spiraling so bad. I wanted to text my boss. I couldn't, but I had to, so I did. And he didn't reply me for another 25 minutes. And it was really hard for me to not get into that spiral, but I told myself, it's okay. I told myself I'm allowed to be kind to myself and that I am not going to die if he gets mad over something small. And it's not a near-death experience. When he texted me, okay, it was a thought that just was corrected by my own brain that, see, I told you nothing was going to happen. When you tell your mind like that, when you try to train your mind, even in the difficult situations, you are looking for evidences that everything will be okay. And even if it is not, you try to be compassionate with yourself. That's how we will do to help ourselves, by just existing. And if anyone gives you a bad tone, and if you smile like crazy one cheek to another for apologizing, tell yourself that not everything happening is about me. I am steady. My first few times, I felt like I was lying, but then my body started calming faster. I didn't flinch at every weird tone. That was not me becoming cold. That was my nervous system learning discomfort is not danger. I won't lie, at first when I started doing this, my brain fought back real bad. Like my brain would look, they hate me, they think I'm weird, I'm walking too bad. I would attach that to people walking by, looking at me. I would think, oh, they think I'm weird. It felt like a mental whiplash. This was me coming out of a 30 years living in a sleeping dormant life, now waking up. And the waking up was very cruel for me. But slowly, that loop, it got quieter. That slowly, even if some agreement, I would be calmer after accepting that not everything is about me, and discomfort does not mean danger. Discomfort sometimes can mean confrontation, and that's okay. And if they don't like me, if they have opinions about me, I am still going to be okay. But how do we reach that? We try to train our mind constantly. We have to tell our mind that, otherwise it would drive us crazy. And my brain has so much capacity to do good things. Why would I be stuck into the bad loops of shame and regret? So if your friend disagree with you, you don't have to talk back or fight back or take on your ego, apologize or fix it. And with delayed clarity that hits you sometimes and replay it all night, don't do that. What would you do? You say, everyone have opinion. You say, it's a fair point. And you must think that they're projecting on you. And go home. Psychologists, again, call this exposure-based rewiring. This is called exposure-based rewiring. You sit in neutrality long enough and your brain learns it's safe. Exposure-based rewiring. Okay, what will happen in 6 to 12 months? Months later, you will notice that you don't have to smile at every passing stranger because you think that they would like you. You would do that because you feel like you're doing. If someone disagreed you, you can say calmly and it will not ruin your day. You won't spiral on disagree. You don't think that they hate you, just diffused elsewhere. Okay, so what happened to me? I thought that I don't need to be liked by everyone, and that's okay. This does not make you invincible. You will get stung sometimes because growth again is not linear. You will sometimes feel, oh shit, that happened again, and I feel bad. It's okay. We start from ground zero. We rewire ourselves again. Growth is never linear. You have so many things happening in your body, and your old self would sometimes come in, creep in, and you won't panic. You won't degrade yourself for being able to reach there and still bad shit talk yourself down out of it. Oh, you are doing this work for so long. You do not talk to yourself badly because you know that some things will happen again. Your body will get caught up again. So what are the unexpected outcome you should look? Okay, here's the part. When you stop over people pleasing, some people will think you're aloof. I had a coworker that said, you seem distant lately. The old me would say, oh no, you're thinking wrong. Oh no, nothing like that. I'm not distant, And I try to overcompensate for me being distant to them. And I would go and try to do more things for them, try to engage in more conversation. That was old me. New me would say, no, I'm just less stressed. That's what I think. And I feel so good. I also sprinkle warm gesture and I would ask them, oh, how was your day? Without slipping into approval chasing. I'm not seeking approval anymore. Detachment hurt at first. You will feel naked without your old people pleasing habits. You will feel guilt. You will think, am I becoming cold? But this isn't coldness, it's safety. It's walking in a room and someone heard, that again. And you don't feel like, oh shit, my world crumbled down. You will not spiral. You will just think, they're sighing. Good for them. That's their problem, not mine. If they cannot handle me, that's their story to be dealt with. I am healing myself. And you don't heal by convincing other people to love you, or you don't heal by convincing yourself that everyone loves you. You heal by teaching your brain, saying that even if they don't, I'm still okay and I'm still enough. And that's quite confidence. No one can take away from you. I hope you like this version because I have more raw things to talk about with you without feeling guilty. Stay tuned, comment below. I'm ready for neutrality because healing is not loud, it's subtle, and it's yours. Thank you for watching. See you next time.